Today at Manchester Theatres, I am very pleased to be joined by musician, singer, producer and performer Mick Wilson, who is going to be performing at the Bridgewater Hall with the Hallé Orchestra on the 4th of October in Guitar Superstars. Now, Mick has performed and produced across the globe, working with the likes of Kylie, Lulu, Cher, Lionel Richie, KLF, the list goes on. He has also worked as a regular with the SAS band, again, working with guest performers such as Brian May and Paul Young, and is a regular member of the current lineup of 10cc as well. So it is an absolute thrill to have you here today, Mick, to chat guitars and superstars and all kinds of things. So thank you for joining us.
Well, have we got time for that? That's quite a big intro there.
You've done a lot of stuff. You've done a lot of stuff.
I actually left 10cc in 2017.
Okay.
That's okay. I'd done about sort of 20 years doing that, and it just felt the right time. I had some other projects on the go. And like all of these things, everything has a bit of a shelf life, and they're still going though. Graham Gouldman still takes the band out, and there's a few different singers now and stuff. But it's mainly for the music, you know. I mean that's why you're here. That's why everybody's here. It's just music. So
absolutely. And talking of music, we're going to have a corker with the Hallé. So talk us a little bit through basically the idea of Guitar Superstars. What can we expect?
Well, it's like all of these things, you know, the Hallé, like most orchestras, have like a regular program with more of their traditional classical stuff. And then they have pops seasons, or, you know, they put on different things like that. And it really, I guess, it's probably just so people that wouldn't normally come to a classical concert, they think, oh, that looks interesting, you know. So that's why you see symphonic ABBA, symphonic this, symphonic that. And one of the girl singers, or the girl singer that's going to be doing Guitar Heroes, Emma, obviously, you know, we do lots of these things, and she came up with this idea with Sue, who runs the Hallé. Some different ideas. I think they were just having a chat over a glass of white wine or something, and it's just to try to find something a bit different, and this is very, very different. And Sue's son is a great guitarist who plays in the band, so I guess it was kind of triggered by him kind of doing a few bits. So it's going to be, although it's Guitar Superstars, it's not going to, it's obviously, it features the guitar, but it's going to be songs that kind of have maybe a solo at the end or something, or traditional stuff. We're doing Hotel California by the Eagles, so the solo of that is at the end. You know, it's a very iconic solo, so people are still going to enjoy the song and have a bit of solo stuff. So I guess it's something just a bit interesting, really.
Definitely. And you are one of the other singers in it, but you actually started out with guitar, didn't you? So you picked one up when you were about 8 or 9 or something?
As you can see, I've still got a penchant for collecting them. I just got a guitar Father Christmas, believe it or not. Got me a guitar when I was 5. And I guess, you know, things happen to people, you know, or when somebody sees a footballer playing, they go, right, that's it. That's what I want to do. And I just picked up the guitar. I got taught a few chords by a second cousin of mine, and it just became that it just went with me everywhere. My brother kind of kept stealing it, and so my parents bought him one as well, and then we started to do little competitions, you know, little talent competitions together, and ended up sort of forming a little band. We had a bit of success in the 70s when we were mere children, and we had the same management as an old British band called the Rubettes. I don't know, well, you'll have to ask your dad about those.
Oh yeah, he's brought me up good, I know them.
Yeah, and so it just got the bug and have never stopped. You know, I've been really, really fortunate. I'm going to touch a bit of wood now, to sort of just do it for a living. You know, and it's great. You know, I get to travel the world and see lots of different people and play lots of different music. You know, and to do something, you know, like play the music of 10cc somewhere in Australia, and then stand up at the Bridgewater Hall singing some stuff with the Hallé. It's a great life, you know. And if anybody's thinking of being a musician, I mean, it takes a certain kind of personality to withstand the ups and the downs. And most of us are not going to be millionaires ever, but it's a great way of spending your life and earning a living, you know.
Yeah, and What fascinates me, I mean, even just looking behind you there, what fascinates me with the guitar is people say guitar like it's one instrument, but there's so
Yeah,
many sort of incantations of it that
yeah.
are associated with so many different kinds of music as well. You know, whether it be blues, rock, pop, jazz. It's fascinating to me.
I,
Um,
I need you to have a conversation with my wife. Every time I bring a guitar into the house, it's like, well, what does that one do? They're all the
yeah,
same, but they are, there are, especially when you dive deep into like the electric guitar market, it's there's Stratocasters and Les Pauls, which kind of make a different sound. They're associated with different sounds, like a Stratocaster for chic. Nile Rodgers, that kind of like funky kind of thing, and then you've got Slash from Guns N' Roses playing the heavy stuff. Oh, that's good because we're doing both of those bands
hey.
as well. We're doing both of those bands. That's why they're at the top of my mind. So we're doing that kind of thing, yeah. And then you've got Spanish guitars and other guitars. Some other stuff as well. There's a guitar called a baritone guitar, which is
All
a
right.
normal guitar but tuned down to a B rather than an E, so that's nice and low. And then you've got the little, I don't know if you can see one there, yeah, the little
Yeah.
mandolin in the background, and ukuleles and things like that. So it's all, yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah, I've been at the moment. I also work with a band called the Frontmen, which is I perform with two very good friends of mine, and we tour around Germany. We're putting an album together now, and it's all very acoustic. So you
Right.
can kind of have like, I guess it's connected to the Hallé gig in as much as that guitars. If you have a load of guitars, they can actually be all the orchestra things. So you've got the violins, which are the mandolins with the high strung guitar,
Yeah.
through to bass guitars for the basses and everything in between, really. Yeah. So if you dive deep into the world of guitars, it is quite
Yeah.
interesting for some people.
For some people, it is for me anyway.
Oh, good.
And yeah, and like you say, that's kind of covered. I mean, you mentioned a couple of songs there, but that's kind of covered within the program. I've had a little sneaky peek at some of the stuff that's
Yeah.
going to be going down.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got like from Queen, Eagles, um, Europe, and like you were saying, I used to be in a brass band, and
All right.
the guitar solo in Europe was I'm tenor horn, and that was what I did.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so the way that they like translate to these different
Yeah.
instruments. But tell us about a few of the songs that you're going to be doing with the Hallé and that maybe you are personally singing.
I'm going to be singing. There's a great artist called John Mayer, and for those who, just he's a great sort of like American singer songwriter, plays great guitar, and this is probably I guess one of the more outliers because it's not such a popular tune. It's called Queen of California. It's very, very cool. It's a whole album that he did where he kind of went back to his roots. So it's kind of quite basic. I haven't heard the orchestral arrangement of it yet,
Yeah.
but it's just so I'll be singing that, and Steve Trowell, the other singer, there's a kind of like a two-part harmony, so that's going to be kind of
Yeah.
quite nice as well. I'm also looking forward to hearing Emma sing Blackbird. That's in the set as well.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, Hotel California, iconic tune.
Yeah.
I mean, Eagles are one of my favorite bands ever, so to be able to stand up in front of a couple of thousand people
Yeah.
with a 70-piece orchestra singing that is great. So looking
Well,
forward to that. Yeah.
I was going to say, when you're working with an orchestra as opposed to a band, does that, like, as a singer, vocally, is it technically different for you? Because you've got a lot more instruments behind you.
Yes, I think if you were talking about sort of like 10, 15 years ago, it would be completely different because of the technical side of things. But now a lot of us, especially singers, we're using like in-ear
Mm.
monitoring. So you can kind of like if it was in a rock band, you'd have a load of monitors at the front trying to hear your voice above the drums and the big Marshall stacks and all of that. Um, so so now it's kind of, you can kind of manage it a little bit. So these in-ear things that you see all the major pop stars
Yeah.
wearing, not only do they give you what you want to hear, they also kind of sort of filter out all the other stuff.
Right.
So they
Okay.
have like a two-pronged effect, really. So you can pick and choose. So if I want, I can actually have like the rock section down a little bit and hear more of the orchestra if I want.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's but yeah, before obviously when you were just out there on your own back at the Royal Albert Hall in 1850 or whatever it was. it's a different thing. But the Bridgewater Hall obviously is built for the Hallé basically.
Yeah,
And I've been lucky to sort of sing a few little things there, not rock stuff, but other stuff there. And it's just a gorgeous venue to play.
it is. It really is. And the Hallé are just so incredible. I mean, obviously I'm from Manchester, so I love them anyway, but they're
Yeah,
amazing. And when you're getting rock music, and we've got the conductor Stephen Bell, who's a regular with the
yeah.
Hallé, is the music kind of reorchestrated to suit the orchestra, or is it kind of the orchestra has to kind of try and fit to the original like band? How does it kind of work?
I think I think programs are normally put together, and the songs not necessarily choose themselves, but I guess the guys that are putting the arrangements together, and Stephen and us as well, we kind of got together, crikey, 6 months, a year ago, and we're
Right.
sending each other suggestions and all of that. And some songs you go, wow, the audience would love that. But then when the arranger listens to it, he thinks to himself, well, where's the orchestra going to be in this song? So the songs are kind of chosen to either feature the orchestra or feature the band, and I think we've got a bit of a mix of both. And as you say, some bits which are iconic little maybe guitar lines, not necessarily solo parts, but other guitar lines, they will now be on violins or cellos or something like that, so I guess it's down to the orchestrator really to kind of sort of like swap out the instruments of a pop production and use sort of like acoustic orchestral instruments. So yeah, I mean, I'm not privy to them yet. They're still beavering away, putting the
Yeah.
last little crossing T's and dotting the I's or whatever. But we've heard a few things, and there's been a few suggestions. Oh, let's try that on this, and where you would normally have big backing vocal sections because there's only three of us. There's going to be sort of like more cellos and violas together doing that bed and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting.
So have you ever tried any of the other string instruments like that you'd find in, like you said, cellos or violas, violins?
I haven't tried. I've got a saxophone somewhere,
Oh, have
like,
you?
with a
Oh.
lot of dust on it. With a lot of dust on it. I personally, for me, I come from more the rhythm side of I like all the rhythm side of stuff. So I've got lots of percussion about. So I come from that side of the world. So I'd like to be let loose on the tuned percussion at some point. That'd be nice. Yeah,
Bang away on the timps.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
I love it. So what have your influences been musically then? What would we find on your playlist?
I like, because I'm a singer, I like singers basically. So I mean, I appreciate, I've got to be careful because I don't want to sound like an old man moaning about pop music, but I find that a lot of the stuff, although it's musical, there doesn't seem to be any kind of sort of like greatness about a lot of the pop stuff at the minute, whereas you hear a vocal performance like David Bowie or something like Heroes or something where he's screaming, or the Beatles, the early stuff. So I kind of gravitate more towards things where singers are really going for it. John Mayer particularly got a very distinctive voice. Further back, we're talking Michael McDonald and Al Jarreau back in the soul days when I was listening to all of that in the 80s. But I quite like a lot of the like pop Americana now, like pop country stuff. Eric Church, people like that, and Chris Stapleton, and all of those kind of things, because it just feels a little bit more organic and a little bit more real.
Yeah. And basically, I'm trying to find out what the next Hallé show could be. So there you go. That could be it.
Yeah, we could be something like that, or yeah, there you go, something.
It could be.
Yeah, we could just take the guitars out and put something else in. Maybe saxophones, iconic saxophone.
Dust it off a bit.
Yeah, let's do
Bit
that.
Baker Street.
Yeah, I'll blow some dust off it. See if we can get it.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
It's been really interesting and I've learned loads. So yeah, I can't wait for this show. It's going to be really something different again. And I love, like you say, that they do it to bring in new audiences for live music. It's needed, isn't it? Absolutely,
yes. So just if everybody comes with an open mind and they can hear a few tunes that they normally hear on the radio, just done in a different way. It's always done, as you know, with the Hallé, it's always done with love and affection and reverence to the music as well. So tell everybody to come on down.
Yep, come on down, Bridgewater Hall, Guitar Superstars, Saturday, the 4th of October.
Well
At
done.
Hallé. Thank you so
Well
much.
done. Thank you.
We'll see you there.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.